So we've got everyone. Sweet. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Not bad.
Super fantastic.
Fine.
Good. Let's just, unless anyone has anything they want to bring up, let's just get right into it.
I have something. You see right here on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a mirror?
Uh,
Well, there's one either side.
Sure, yes.
Alright, I'll be taking one of those. Stick it in the
Okay.
tower.
Alright, fine. You cart off any amount of these pillows and the chaise lounge and the mirrors into the tower. Alright, then welcome everybody to another session of Crituitous Roleplay. Previously, you had claimed Wave, the trident legendary item that you had been sent forward to collect, and you went on through another of the tunnels to find out what was down the left side, the western side of the dungeon. After traveling through a couple interesting traps, one which heated all metal, another which almost killed our half-elf fighter, you managed to make your way into this extremely large chamber that has just tiers and tiers of different kinds of animals and beasts and monstrosities and such, water-based and land-based. After cleverly dealing with those creatures and sending them all to deal with each other, you managed to find your way into the resting place of Black Razor, the legendary sentient weapon with a hunger for souls. You have subsequently taken a short rest, and so everyone can gain the benefits of a short rest and expend any hit die they should choose to do so. You find yourselves now with 2 of the 3 legendary items that you had been sent to collect. There is 1 tunnel remaining, but you need to get back there. What do you all do?
I'm all in favour of using the kayaks.
You recall that we were in inside a lake with a tunnel in it, right?
Yep.
And now we have a river that's floating in the air like it's inside of a tunnel. I have a strong feeling that those are going to lead into each other. Those things are going to be connected.
Do we think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
So, first matter of business, though, is your tower is in the way of the door. So that's going to have to be closed down.
All right, I usher everyone out of the tower, and I speak the word smallify. And it turns into a cube, and I go pick it up.
Cool. The chamber before you is now clear. You can see now, after an hour of relaxing, that most of the remains have all just dripped into the remains of the creatures that you had killed have dripped down drains, and so it's pretty clear. You have these staircases, 10-foot tall staircases leading up to the exit of the chamber. Doesn't take you much effort, but it is still climbing up and then maybe helping each other, some of the smaller members of the group. But you work your way back up and back into the tunnel.
So let's have a look at those kayaks, and then we could decide from there whether or not we want to use them. Sound good?
Yep.
And I will say, for Aaron's benefit, Gamo's trying out something new and experimenting. Instead of carrying his musket, he's got that on his back, and he's just carrying a pistol in one hand and his shield in the other. So he's going to see if he can use his shield and his pistols together and see if that works for him.
That'll be cool. All right, so you all make your way back up through the tunnel. You traveled through it before. You get into this room, and familiar to how it was before, you have this flowing stream that's suspended in midair. You've got the kayaks on either side. You can go and test the water. It doesn't feel heated. It feels lukewarm, like just normal average stream temperature.
And I forgot, is it left to right or right to left?
It goes from the left to the right. So you will, if you were to get into it, you would disappear through this tunnel.
The bottoms of the canoes, do they appear to have been used in the past?
You take a look inside of them, and they have been used previously, but they look dry. They don't look like they've been wet recently. Yes, Lael?
I want to make an origami paper boat,
Okay.
and then we can put it in the river and see if it comes back.
Okay. How good are you at origami?
No idea. Should we try and find out?
Let's try and find out. Okay, so you don't need to do any rolls and whatnot, but you create this little origami boat. You're putting it on the river.
Yes.
Okay. And you let it go. The moment you let it go, it starts to just follow the stream through and out the tunnel. It's going at a nice, steady pace, and it disappears around a bend in the darkness. You can't see where it goes. A minute goes by and nothing. 2 minutes, and then the boat just floats back out the other side and continues on the stream, and it's going to float right past you towards the other hole. And so you figure this is one complete circuit that doesn't take long to travel at all.
So I don't think it'll take us to where we want to go, but that's not to say that we shouldn't check it out anyway. Who knows what fun lurks along the stream?
Do we have to take the boats?
No, you could swim. But the question would be, how are you going to keep yourself suspended enough to go into the tunnel? Well, I guess you could climb up the side, but you'd be in the water for a bit, and you got to keep your head above the water as the water's flowing.
Loic, have you got any way to manipulate water?
Nope. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Does Wave have a way to manipulate the water?
Yes?
Yes, I do.
How would you like to manipulate it?
Well, instead of going on the river and letting the rivers control us, we could just take a stroll down the river if you can part it.
Wave, does that require my concentration to help you with, or is it all you?
I think a cleverly used method of, the cube of force could probably keep the water away from you all long enough to go through, so I don't think that would require your concentration at all.
Why don't we want to use the kayaks?
I have a sense that if we're going under our own momentum, we're not going to be able to stop ourselves, and there may be something...
Well, but if the kayaks are close
potentially
together... If the kayaks are close together and we ride it, and there is a problem, Wave could use the cube of force to make us all stop and bring us on solid ground, just as well as if we just used it the whole time and walked through it, right?
think so.
That'd work. Please let me get back in a boat.
Yeah, I'll try the boat. I'll check one out to see if it's got any holes in it or if it's in good shape or find one.
So all of the kayaks that are there appear in perfect condition, and they all have clean, unbroken forms.
And they're all two-seaters?
You can fit 2 people in them, yeah. 1 person comfortably, 2 people at a squeeze.
Dibs on Loic. Want to ride together, Loic?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not a big fan of this idea because once again I find myself going in front of everyone else, and that's not a position I like to be in. But I'll be ready.
Well, I'm just afraid of sinking, so if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be next to the wizard who could levitate me and the sentient trident that can save me.
That's a clever thought for a clever dwarf.
I don't really want to go first this time, if I'm honest, guys. So.
No, I'm
I'll
going
take-
first because if we flow into a chasm, another chasm like that or something, or we have to stop ourselves. Gamel's idea was that I cast the force cube, therefore stopping the river, and we'll just stop where we're at.
All right.
So Gamel will drag over a kayak for us to get into, and he'll say, and besides, if something comes up, I can shoot it in advance. So,
How far is the water off the floor? Is it across the floor, or is it?
No, it's actually... It's about 5 foot off the floor.
So we have to pick the canoe up.
You got to pick the canoe up, put it on
Get
top.
you in it.
You've got to keep it still while the water is trying to push it down the stream, get people into it without falling out, and then ride it.
I'll vote that we walk through.
Alternatively, we use a cube of force to block up the exit. The room floods. When we're all at the right height, we let the cube of force go and we float through.
What makes it any better than just crawling into the tunnel now?
Because then we're on boats. No, fair enough. We may as well just block it up and go walk it.
We could lift you into there and one person goes around. You two can go around and just scout it. And then come back around. If it's all good, we can come back. We'll get in. Do you rather do
Now
that?
the paper boat is floating past a second time.
I just don't know about going with you, Gamble. I like you and I like your ideas, but
Hey
I
man,
feel like...
I'm shorter. I am shorter than the height. I can walk under this. Like I don't know if I even have the height to jump up into a boat on top of that river.
What I was going to say is I would feel better about having someone who can wield a shield deftly. Can you do that?
I am literally carrying a shield as you talk to me, like in my
Yeah, but
arm.
are you any good with it though?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. That'll probably be your main job.
Not like you guys who have been through the Underdark. Don't get me wrong. Like as I said earlier, I haven't been doing
This is what I'm trying to get
guys.
This is what I'm trying to get a feel for.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, certainly, Lady Lael there is. I'm confident I could learn a thing or two from her about armored proficiencies.
Well, if you think you're good enough, then I'm willing to bank off of that. If you're not good enough, then I'll teleport away and leave you to die. If that's cool with you, then I'll be your buddy. On this
Hey man,
excursion.
just as long as we're up front, that's cool.
Absolutely. Okay, so we need someone to hoist a kayak with us in it, right? That's
Get in the
next step.
kayak, and if needly, I'll lift you up and we'll place you in the... Take an end.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Okay, so a couple of you pick up the first kayak, put it in place. Loic, you're going to try and climb into the kayak?
Or are we going to start in the kayak and then be lifted up? Cause, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, then who's picking up the kayak with two people in it? Okay, the two of you are going to have to put strength checks. Or whoever's doing it has to do a strength check. Athletics.
Athletics.
So the
Well,
more of us
we'll
that
take
do
it
it,
in,
the more of
take
us
it
that
in.
try it, the easier it'll be, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, let's everybody do it then. Everybody get under it.
Use
Hoist
your
it up.
legs!
20! Not 20!
How do you have a plus? No, that's your moonblade. That's not.
Oh yeah! Oh, I just waited at that 20. Sorry.
I was going to say, how do you have a plus 14 on your
No,
athletics?
sorry. There we go, right one. It was a 13.
You all combined do manage to just about get the kayak up onto the stream with Loic and Gamel on it. It's a little rockety, it's very easy to tip over, so you two need to keep your balance as you're going. But if they let go, you'll start moving into the tunnel. You start moving through the tunnel into the darkness. And I'm actually going to control you two for this, for pacing-wise, alright?
Should we have a B team going behind?
That's up to you if you want to set up a second group.
Or setting up a second group?
Me and Leo are going to have to lift, so he's going to be beating.
Owen
they're
steps up and climbs
deciding
into it.
Stop. Wait, before we proceed any further, I'd like to cast invisibility over both myself and Gamel.
Okay? But not the kayak.
The kayak? I don't think I can do that to the kayak.
Okay? I just
Let
want to
me-
know if it's...
Let me check
if
the spell real quick and to
Okay.
see if that's a viable option.
Alright. While they're travelling through, Owen, you're jumping in the next kayak.
Yeah.
Who's jumping in with kayak? With Owen.
He's sort of, Owen will look to Gideon and say, come on Gideon, let's get this over with.
Gideon will follow him in, but he'll take the front position, so any arrows or whatever may fly at us hits Gideon first.
You'll think it's a trap.
wonder
Alright,
why.
then
Why ever would we think that?
who's going to pick up... so who's picking them up? Go ahead and roll athletics checks.
Very nice.
Combined, you all manage to get them up nice and easily, and they are on the way. Loic, do you know if you can turn the kayak invisible?
I cannot. It's creatures only.
Creatures out. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Is this like a water ride?
It is like a water ride. So as
Oh,
you're
it's-
going through, it is kind of a quick pace, and you feel like you're going through a flume. It splashes on the sides as you're going up. It takes you a bit of effort to keep yourself upright.
I'm just going to kind of let out a bit of a chuckle for the first time. Says, "This is actually quite fun."
By this point, you're traveling at a similar pace to the first group. Is anyone else getting in another kayak? Or are the three of you just going to stay there?
We're going to have to try and stop them, so that's my theory.
Okay. Loic and Gamel, whilst invisible, but on the kayak, you come around the corner and you notice that there are statues that all appear to be lined alongside the river as you're moving out.
Can I go ahead and Cuboforce the non-organic matter thing?
Okay, so you're just going to trigger the Cuboforce right now. And you will keep moving on the water. So you get to this point, and the statues start being pushed with you a little bit. However, as the first couple statues start being pushed, you two notice that the rest of the statues all start springing to life and start throwing nets over the kayak that seems to be empty. The net is inorganic, so it will go through the...
This is non-organic stuff that cannot go through. If it is non-organic, it cannot go through. So objects.
Yeah, so it's an object. So the object can't go through?
Correct. And it would land 15 feet above us randomly, just chilling there in the air.
Throw the net, and the net will land on top, and it's going to confuse them. It's going to cause a lot of problems. By this point, these guys have moved around to here, and you three, no idea what's going on. However, the water that's trickling through seems to be a little agitated at this point.
Where's my paper boat?
Paper boat by now has come back around another time. Okay.
DM, I've got a quick question. Is there actually room to lie down in these kayaks?
Not if there's two of you in it.
Okay. Never mind.
Is there room to draw a bow?
Yeah.
He doesn't know there's anything wrong, but yeah.
Loic and Gamel, you're moving through this river, slowly pushing the statues aside, the statues that are coming to life. Are you doing anything else?
I guess I'll investigate the area while we're passing through and try to figure out what the crap these are.
They are all animated statues.
Now I'm really wishing we had arranged some sort of signal to let the other guys know if they should try to stop or not.
So, roll an investigation, Loic. Alright. So, as you're moving through, they all appear to be similar statues. However, the person that's to your left, it's on the eastern side, as you're moving through, is a bit larger. And actually, he looks more real than the other statues. And you look closely and you realize that that is, in fact, a human knight that is just trapped down here.
Okay.
And he's just trying to do whatever they can, just throwing weapons at you and trying to get through this cube of force, but they can't. The cube of force will stay up, and you two are perfectly safe moving through. Are you going to do anything?
Gamel, do you want to do anything?
I mean, I'm very concerned about the people behind us, so I might shoot somebody just to let off the noise. Does that cancel the invisibility if I attack?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it cancel the invisibility if I just shoot into the air?
It doesn't matter if you're not invisible because it can't get through the wall of force anyways, so you can go ahead and reveal yourself without consequences.
I'm sure it would warn the others as well.
Right on. I'm gonna shoot. Does the human guy look... You say he's human. Does he look human like the knight in Indiana Jones who's been in a place forever and seems like serene and happy? Or is he human like, I'm an eternal guardian that will die to defend this place?
He looks angry. He looks disturbed, and he looks like he is not going to let people just come through here without pain.
He's got a half dozen statues.
I'm gonna shoot that statue up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to
Go
shoot
ahead,
at him.
fire.
And I'm going to use a grip point to get advantage on that.
Does the wall of force prevent things from going out? Or cube of force, sorry. Prevent things
Yeah.
from going out?
It's
I'm
literally
just
a wall.
checking
Yeah.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm
But
shooting a bullet.
Gamel
Like, it's
might
going
not
anywhere.
know.
That's true.
Okay. So, Gamel, you do fire at a target. You look for your target. You aim up. You fire. But you see that the projectile just suddenly stops midair and falls down next to you. It's stopped by this wall of force. But there was a very loud bang, which
And we become visible.
Taman, Eren, and Lael did hear. You heard Gamel's gunshots.
You know,
Payment would, do the-
now that I'm at it, I just shot really loud. We're visible. I might as well just scream, like, there's a whole bunch of statues here and they're alive!
Hearing that,
At this point.
hearing that, can Owen prepare a shot? Get ready.
Yes. Owen can prepare a shot.
Okay,
And
Well, it
I'd
sounds
like
like
to-
they're having fun.
good call.
I'd like to go into the Radiant Soul mode, bring out my wings, and see if I can fly above the water in the opposite direction of the stream.
Okay. Do me a favor and make a acrobatics check to see how well you can control yourself while you're flying. Okay. You do manage to keep yourself up over the water mostly. You are pushed back a few times. You will get to there by the time they get up to there. Eren and Lael, what are you guys doing? Taman's just took off,
Yeah, thanks.
literally.
Technically, I can fly still, can't I?
It's
dark.
in the darkness, yep.
Catch you a bit. I'll fly out and follow Taman.
Okay. The same thing, acrobatics check while you try and fly upstream.
Can you carry Lael?
I can't
Gideon's-
hold anything. I have to hold the edges of my cloak to fly.
Oh, right,
And I have to-
right.
I hold them under.
Gideon's going to turn to look at Owen and just give him a appraising glance. If this goes badly, how long can you hold your breath?
I don't know. It's been long since I had to try.
Well, you may find yourself trying again sooner rather than later.
Well, let's try and take a few down with us, shall we?
With Owen and Gideon getting close to combat range, I'd like everyone to roll initiative, just so that we can control the flow of this interaction. Okay. So, Lael, are you going to do anything?
How far can I see from here?
From your vantage point, the water is about 2 foot deep,
Okay.
and it's 5 foot off the ground. So from where you are, you see the water, and that's it.
I'm taller than
You
5
can
foot
maybe-
though. No,
Yes.
I'm not 4
All right,
foot
you
2.
can see but you're not over 7 foot.
No, I'm not. Okay.
You can look over and just about see the entryway, like the hole,
Mhm.
but you can't see far into it. Eren has already passed past your view.
I could climb in here. I've climbed up 5 foot easily. And if it's
Yeah.
only 2 foot deep,
Yeah, you could climb into it. You've just got to be able to fight against the water.
yeah, let's do it
Right. Make an athletics check. At disadvantage.
then. Ah,
Fighting against the water.
24 and 14.
14. Okay. You do just about manage to pull yourself up, and the water just throws you back on the ground.
Right.
Prone. You pick yourself back up, but that was your action to attempt to climb up.
Guess I'm hanging out.
You could always run and, like, slide water flume the other side. That's always an option for you, okay?
Okay.
So. Oh, sorry. It should have been Owen first, sorry. With his 28.
I did. Yeah, I was wondering.
Sorry about that, Owen. Go ahead, Owen. What are you going to do?
Well,
This happens when you guys reach there, by the way.
okay. Well, I was going to just take a shot right at the beginning. You should have advantage of, because that thing hasn't turned up, so we're just talking about this one right here. Advantage, and he's going to... Is it a favoured enemy? Humanoid?
This counts as a humanoid, yes.
Excellent. Then he's going to use this, because he picked up the sharpshooter feat at level 4. He's going to take a -5 to hit, but plus 10 damage. Advantage. Oh, you son of a...
Yeah, you fire, and it goes towards, but the water seems to just throw it off course, and it misses.
Friggin' scumbag game. I hate it. But that'll do.
So Lael does that. Gamel.
Can you drop a part of this, or does the whole cube have to stay up?
The whole cube.
Well, crap. Look, count of 3, drop the cube, and we'll just start shooting stuff. But I'm kind of dependent on her. You know what? I'm going to have to delay until after Loic, because there's nothing I can do from inside the cube functionally. So I'm going to ready an action to shoot or jump or... No, not even ready. I'll just delay until after Loic. That's all I can do.
You can... Because it's actually Wave that's controlling it. So if you and Loic agree to drop the wall, it can drop now. And you can have your full turn.
But isn't there like a ton of nets sitting on top of this wall?
Just wait till it's my turn. I have an idea.
Right, yeah, I'm not intelligent like the wizards, but I'm not an idiot either, so I'm just gonna delay.
Alright, so for you to delay, you do have to kind of ready your action for later. You won't be able to move or anything like that. It's not like you can pull back your initiative position to later. You just ready an action to do later. Okay.
Well, the plan is as soon as I have a clear shot on an enemy, I will shoot at them, and that will be the plan.
It's gonna look awesome. It's gonna be great.
Well, the knight that's right next to you, well, again, just trying to hack away at you, but he can't get through. Taman.
Now, here's another question. All these nets sitting on top of our force field, does that mean that all the statues that threw their nets no longer have nets in their hands?
Correct.
Sweet.
You have all the nets.
Taman is going to fly in and see the situation and assume that landing here would be an effective use of his movement.
Yep.
He will bonus action cast Shalala. It will take his normal array of attacks, which is 2 normals and the half end.
Well, the first attack comes in and hits against the plate armor that this thing has, and then the second attack just kind of bounces off, but then the third comes in with a powerful ring.
Do I have flanking advantage?
Yes, you do, actually. You do, so go ahead and roll that second one again if you want. There we go, so that'll work. Alright, you manage to just whack. This creature, this statuette with this plate armor on it, is now starting to buckle underneath the power of your attacks. It doesn't have much health. Anything else, Taman?
I'll shout out, "Is everyone okay?" And then that's it.
Okay. So, this knight up here, going to step to there, and swing his greatsword at Gideon. Gideon, does a 21 hit you?
Mm-hmm.
You take 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
It swings down on you. That's it for him. Aaron, you can move at your normal speed through this point, okay?
Yes, flying at a speed of 40. So he is going to travel to there. He's going to land gracefully and then casually walk up, drawing his sword, and then just sweep up on this thing.
Okay, go ahead and swing.
Sorry. Quick question before he engages everybody right here in this melee. My cube of force is 15 foot, so if I was actually pushing people out, they would all be like way out here.
Oh.
Sorry, I just caught that when Taman engaged. It changes things a little.
It does. We're not going to retcon the fact that Taman didn't actually have advantage, but we'll go with this as it is right now. If that's
Thanks.
okay.
Totally.
Cool. So, Aaron, go ahead. Swing.
Okay. I have a question, because I get advantage for stuff that haven't actually acted yet, but technically they've been throwing stuff on. How do you want to play that?
It's not acted towards you or anything. Like, you and it is a whole new combat sequence in effect. So, go ahead, have advantage.
Cool, thank you. Black Razor for the first time then, please.
Alright. That'll hit. 17 points.
Have I got anything else? That's the first bit of damage he's taken, so I will not use anything else. Second attack.
With advantage, 31. That's a powerful hit. You see that this creature is now very, very weak.
I'll throw in a very dice thing.
Okay. As you bring down the second attack, the creature falls before you, and you immediately feel this surge of energy as Black Razor begins to hum and vibrate, and you feel more powerful. You gain 52 points of... no, not 52. 47 points of temporary hit points.
Didn't realise these things had souls. I thought they were Golomites. Alright, cool.
Right. He's dead, so that's done. We're on this one. He's going to ready an action for someone to be close enough to attack. Gideon, you're up.
Neither of these have taken damage up here, have they?
No, none of them.
No, okay. The way I'm picturing his halberd is that he's got it sort of like an oar, but he does have the ability to strike with both ends. Do they have to both be at the same target? There's nothing in the description I've got to say. Okay. So I'm going to swing at the one to the south of me.
So one whack, second whack the other way. Okay.
And that's going to miss anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately the first one misses, but the second one does hit. No, it doesn't. You don't have advantage.
Nah, yeah.
No. So it's the water. It's throwing you off a little bit. It's difficult to attack. Fortunately, it failed. Anything else, Gideon? Okay. Well, Sir Bluto, sans Pite, will try to get closer to Loic, but can't. He's going to fire a huge crossbow, but the bolt is just going to shatter when it hits the wall of force as it breaks to pieces. But Loic, you get to respond. It's your turn.
Okay, how big are the nets that they threw over us?
They were big enough to grab the entire kayak. So in terms of length, they're 15 foot long, but only about 5-6 feet wide.
Okay, I get you. So this is what I would like to do. The cube of force is going to drop.
Okay.
And then that doesn't take anything because it's wave, right?
Yep, wave does it.
Cool. So I'm going to use my action then to cast Levitate on the net that begins to fall. So I grab the net with Levitate, the one at the bottom, I assume, because I can only do it on one. And then I'm going to, as a bonus action, move it 20 feet to toss it over Sir Nightman and the guy standing next to him.
Alright. Go and make an Arcana check for me, just for the sake of it.
A what check?
Arcana.
Okay.
See how well you can control this. Alright. You guide the lowest one, and you push it in such a way that it causes all of the 5 nets that are there all to land on top of Sir Bluto. He immediately crashes to the ground, unable to stop himself under the weight of that. And so is the knight next to him. So those two are now prone and trapped under these heavy weighted nets. They're the kind of nets that have weights on the ends of them. So,
okay.
Anything else from you, Loic?
I'm gonna hop out of the kayak.
Okay. You'll use 5 foot of your movement to hop out of the kayak, but yeah.
Okay. And then I'll move a little bit further, and then that'll be it.
Okay. Gamel, are you firing at anyone?
Yeah.
Now that you've seen Loic jump out of the wall of force, you're pretty sure it's fine.
I'm gonna shoot at that fellow up at the front there. Maybe see if I can help out Gideon or Owen again.
Okay.
Boo.
Fortunately, a critical one. Your gun jams.
My gun does jam. Dang it! So on the delay, I just have to take my ready to action and then wait till the top of the round, right?
Yep.
So there, you hear a colossal misfire, and my face is now covered in soot.
Remember your IADs.
However, the knight that you just attempted to fire at is going to pull out his greatsword and swipe at the nearest target, which happens to be Gideon. 18. Does that hit you, Gideon?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he under the net? Or is he just restrained?
Not the knight guy. This one. This side.
Does Gideon get cover
sorry.
for being? Does Gideon get some sort of cover for being around the corner from him though? Quarter cover or half cover?
And this is all happening at the same sort of time. While they're moving out of cover, it's coming in for an attack. So not really. So you take 12 points of slashing damage, Gideon.
Look it up.
Next knight is going to start charging towards Erin. It gets to there. It's going to fire a heavy crossbow at Erin. An 18, is that going to hit you? Alright, you take 3 points of piercing damage as this huge bolt just crashes into you. Knight, he's stuck underneath the thing, he's going to try and break out. That's not good enough, so he fails that. And lastly, this knight. He's going to step forward to here and attack Erin with a greatsword. 22 to hit.
Yep.
It's 14 points of slashing damage. And he's actually going to come around for a second attack on you with a 17 to hit. So okay, that misses. So first attack, come in and then swing. Just bounces off your armor. Owen.
Has any of these in front of me not taken an action yet? Has this one taken an action?
They've all taken actions.
That's fine then. Well, he's going to just take a normal shot and fire at this one here. Have they moved yet? That said.
No, actually, sorry. At the beginning of the round, Gamel, you end up getting moved 25 foot forward because you're still in the kayak. And so do you two to there.
Okay. And Owen's going to...
Are there any paddles in these kayaks by chance?
Nope.
Probably not.
Owen's going to take a shot at the knight.
Oh, the one on the floor? Okay. From your angle, from your vantage point, I would say you don't have the normal disadvantage for attacking a prone creature. So go ahead and fire.
I already did, and it's crap.
13. Yeah, unfortunately it misses. It
What's
gets
with you?
stuck in the nets. Sorry, man. Lael, what do you want to do?
I'm going to flip over this kayak right here.
Yep.
And sit on it.
Okay. Gamel, you're just coming to the point. The boat is now moving towards the hole. You can, at this point, just jump out and still be in the room without any problems. Okay? So what you going to do?
We'll do that. I'm half tempted to just ride through and pick up Lael, but that seems not great. So I'll just jump out right there.
Okay.
And then I will drop my pistol for a moment and whip out my hand crossbow and shoot with that thing at the guy over here at the corner.
Jump out, aim.
Man, if it's not a crit fail, it's a crit hit.
A perfect shot. 11 points of damage.
I think you got him in the eye.
Yeah, the bolt just hits him square in the eye, blinding his right eye. He's still got a left one. Still got a good eye.
And you know what? Can I use my action surge to take an extra turn to scoop up my pistol and try to clean it out?
Okay, sure enough. So you use the action surge, you start trying to quickly fix it, and with a 21 you manage to fix it.
Just some particulate, gotta clean it out. Alright, I'm done.
Then it is the knight next to Taemon's turn. He's going to swing his great sword at Taemon twice. First one completely misses, second one is a 22. Is that going to hit you, Taemon?
Yes.
Okay, so you take 12 points of slashing damage as he tries to hack at you with his greatsword.
Ouch.
But it's your turn, Taemon.
I will reach to my prayer beads and use a bonus action to cast Bless on myself, on Gamel, and on Loic. So that's a +4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Anything else from you, Tim?
Yeah, I'm going to attack the guy in front of me.
Go ahead, swing your quarterstaff. Unfortunately, it misses. Second one does hit, however.
I will add plus 9 radiant damage to the one that I did hit.
It's looking extremely weak. Its body starts to fracture. The human flesh that was statue once is now starting to harden again under the attacks. Then it is the knight's turn. The one up here. He's going to try and chase after these two that ran away. And he's going to attack.
As he moves there, I'm going to hit him with an opportunity attack, if that's alright.
Yep, go ahead.
I think it's let me double check. I think it's an opportunity thing.
Yeah, if he comes within 10 feet of you. Polearm mastery, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead. Give him a good whack.
Hey, I hit something.
That is a good whack. 15 points of bludgeoning damage. You even with the force of that, you knock him back a little bit. He's knocked back a little bit, but then
I did it, Mom.
Moving in. He is going to try and attack Owen. So a 15 does hit him. He takes 7 points of slashing damage. Then Aaron, you're up.
Right, Aaron's going to slightly duck out of the way, and he is going to go... Razor, you hungry? You want to cast haste on me right now? He's not hungry?
No response. Not yet.
Man, I'm feeding him. Right, he wants to get fed. He ain't been fed in ages. Right. There's loads of things to feast on. Right. Okay. Aaron's going to cast Hunter's Mark on the one behind him. Then he's going to thrust the sword in behind on the first attack.
Go ahead.
I do have
good
fun.
Strong hit.
He's already been damaged, so it's 18 plus Colossus Slayer plus Hunter's Mark. Oh man, what's it? 2 2s? Not 1 and 2. Right, on the first hit.
Alright. He starts to crumble underneath your attacks. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
And I'll use another superiority dice.
With this second attack, the pure savagery behind it just strikes straight through, and you carve him the shoulder completely off. He falls to the ground, and you are refreshed up to... you gain 52 temporary hit points. Now remember, those 10 hit points don't stack.
No, they're just, whatever has the highest is the priority. Yeah.
So I'm curious I'm curious what I'm seeing. Like, looking at this, does Aaron have like a glint in his eye? And, like, has he gone Super Saiyan? Like, he's glowing orange and like burning things around him?
No, but each time he fells something, you notice that his muscles start to tense up a little bit, starts to bulk out as if he's just done a heavy workout. That's kind of what you see.
That's cool.
Anything else from you, Aaron?
I'll move in here to protect these two. And take the battle out.
Then the next knight is going to...
And I'm going to try and shout to Loic and go protect the new guys.
On it.
The next knight is going to dip underneath the water and come up to attack Owen from the other side. With 10. 2 10s, that's going to fail. That's terrible. Gideon, you're up.
I'm going to try and polish off the one I've already hit.
Okay. That'll hit it. 13 points of slashing. Slashing with a halberd, yeah.
Yeah. Is he alive or dead?
Still alive. He's looking weaker than normal, but he's still alive.
Oh,
Second attack doesn't quite hit its mark, unfortunately.
Alright. That's me done.
Then Sir Bluto is going to attempt to break out this. A failed attempt. So that's him done. Loic.
Alright, we're gonna dance around Aaron underneath the river. Pop out right about there. And then I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt. But instead of electricity, it's gonna be made out of necrotic damage.
Nice. this green arc just suddenly starts to spark towards your target.
It's 5 feet. Okay. So that's everybody on this side from Bluto, and then these two dudes.
Yep. Okay.
Is anyone else getting like an Emperor Palpatine where you have two people laying on the ground and she's like, "Rah, lightning!"
So the knight has disadvantage on the dex save because he's restrained on the floor, so that 12 is a failure for him. The champion, sorry. The other knight, however, rolls a 19, so that's a success, and the last one is an 11, so that's a failure. So Bluto takes the full 26 points of necrotic damage. First knight takes half of that, which is 13. And third takes the full 26. Now this is all happening as this green energy just starts to spark and crackle between them, connecting them a couple times, and they all just shudder away.
They're paid for their lack of vision.
Anything else, Loic?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to go all the way over here.
Okay. Then we have a knight that's just been attacked. He's going to move underneath the water to the other side of Gideon.
Can I do my opportunity attack again?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Miss.
Misses, unfortunately. So he swings at you with his greatsword. 21.
Yep. So 9 points.
of life. That's it for him. Next knight, the one next to Aaron, is going to step closer and swing his greatswords at Aaron. 2 attacks coming down. First one with a 22, second one with a crit. All in all, you take 22 points of slashing damage as he hacks away at you. He's trying to whittle you down, but you seem to be getting more powerful as it goes. The knight that's underneath there is going to fail. He's still stuck under. Owen.
So, are they still moving?
Yep, so start of your turn. You two move over 25 foot up to there. And by this point, Lael, you see an empty boat moving through the water. Owen, what you doing?
Can Owen hop out of the boat at this point?
Yeah.
Will that cost any movement?
It'll be 5 foot to go down.
Okay, then you shall do so. And let's see. Move over here, just ducking under the water, and he will fire his bow at this fella here.
Okay, you'll have disadvantage at your current.
Are they both prone, are they?
They're both prone on the ground.
Okay, so in that case, he'll just fire at the one next to Taman then.
Go ahead and fire.
Open fire. Oh, for flip's sake.
So you do fire, it misses, unfortunately. So, Lael, you now see an empty boat. What are you doing?
Folded my legs, put my hands on my knees, just hitting my thumbs.
Okay. Then Gamel.
I think first thing, I'm just gonna. You got the weaker fella up at the top here. I'm just gonna aim my pistol at him and try to shoot him in the face because I did so well with my crossbow. Surely this will convey to my pistols as well. I'm using a grip point. I was going to mention that.
Get advantage. Alright, you hit. How much damage did you do? 5 points.
5.
Piercing. The shot arcs through and it just skips on the bottom of the water a little bit and then hits into its leg, knocking it down a little bit.
Ooh. And then I'm actually going to step up here and put myself next to, between this guy and Gideon. And then I'll be done.
Okay, then it is the knight next to Taman's turn. He's going to just swing angrily at Taman. First attack was a crit. You take 17 points of slashing damage from his huge slice. But the second attack, as he tries to come in, he's thrown himself off balance. And he can't quite get the second attack.
What a jerk.
Taman.
Okay. I have to try to maintain concentration for the bless.
Bless is gone, but no one was using it. So.
Okay. I will
That reminds me I should do one for Hammer's Mark.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Taman, go ahead. Second attack does manage to go in and finish off the knight with your second attack.
And with my movement, I will move there, next to one of the prone knights, and end my turn.
Okay. This knight is going to move towards Loic. And he pulls out his greatsword and swings at Loic for a 13. That's going to miss you. Second swing, an 11, also missing you. You just can't quite get the attacks right on you. Aaron, you're up.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark onto this guy in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to finish this one off. Has he taken any damage yet?
This guy? No, he hasn't.
No, okay. Right, so, Black Razor.
That'll hit.
Second attack.
Second swing, hitting exactly the same point as before. Put the blade deeper inside the enemy. So he's looking very weak, and you feel that hunger from Black Razor, and he does cast haste on you.
Third attack.
You can have a second action.
Second action, I'll do another. It's one attack, so.
He wanted that meal. He got the meal. You feel another surge of energy, and you also hear a chuckle. It's like, I chose well. As you fell another crit.
Aaron's going to look a little bit confused. I'm going to move in between these two. Sorry, do I up my hit points again?
52. So, no higher than... You should by this point be at your max hit points plus 52 and then nothing more.
Yeah.
Cool.
So do I actually escalate my actual hit points then?
Yeah, so your temp hit points will heal you and then some.
Right, okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean that. So I'll, that should be about right, because I've been up and up and up.
I like Harry saying you only get your max plus 52. No more than that. That's part of the
Yeah, I'm currently...
Wait till he kills something with hundreds of HP.
Yeah. I'm at 143 hit points at the moment.
Well, the knight, seeing
real powerful,
going to come up with a greatsword attack. 2 big swings, but both are going to just miss the mark.
Right.
Gideon.
As soon as Owen's left, Gideon's going to roll himself out of the boat and down onto solid ground again. As he does so, he's actually going to look across and catch sight of Tim and his wings for the first time. And he's just going to freeze. A look of absolute astonishment. His eyes go wide and his mind's blown clearly. And he's going to be stunned for a round.
Okay. So Bluto is going to try and break out again. Finally, he manages to pull up the netting and get himself out. No longer prone as he steps up and starts charging straight towards the nearest combatant. That's his turn. Loic.
Can I use my reaction?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead. Perfect shot.
I also do a Fabio hair flip. Exactly. As I jab my quarterstaff. In case anyone was watching. I wouldn't know, but in case.
Fair enough. Loic, what are you up to?
Follows reason. What am I up to indeed? That earth things are grounded, so they could potentially be resistant to lightning.
So, by now, you would have figured and noticed that these things aren't actually statues. They are completely humanoid at this point. Completely human.
Okay.
So whatever was keeping them in a statuesque-like look when you first arrived has completely lost its control over them, and they are completely human.
Interesting. Okay. In that case, as my opponent steps up to take a whack at me and fails, I will grin at him And then my tentacle uncoils from around my waist, and I cast Corrosive Grasp as I strike for him.
Whip your tentacle and just... That will hit for 4 points of acid damage.
8.
Oh, 8.
4 points of acid damage, 4 more of slashing.
Okay, cool.
You can go down?
No, he's not gone down.
Oh no.
But he looks somewhat confused by the tentacle. And you just hear a voice in the background. It's like, go on, you can do it. You got him.
Thanks, friend.
Knight, go step to there and swing at Aaron. 2 attacks, but an AC of 20. Does it hit? 20 hits you? Okay, as the second attack comes in, it deals 14 points of slashing damage, trying to split open your armor, but he just can't quite do much. Knight that's on the ground failed again. Owen. By this point, by the way, Lael, you see a second boat empty. Owen, what you doing?
Okay, as Bluto, has he actually acted yet? Or has he only managed to move? Yes, okay. Owen's gonna take a shot at him. Okay. Why not? I might as well tempt fate. Do a sharpshooter boost. Hey, finally.
You hit your target exactly perfectly. Your arrow soars through the air, just passes Cayman and the body at his feet, and it cuts into between the folds of this creature's armor. Okay. Lael.
Thinking that they're probably going to need boats to get back, I'm going to pick up the kayak of Cecilium and just put it in the water. And
Okay.
I guess I can do one per action.
Okay, fair enough. So you pick up the kayak, put it in. There's now 3 kayaks moving around the circuit. Gamel.
I've got my last shot in my little pistol here, so I'm going to aim at who looks more crumbly of the 2 that are hurt by Aaron and Loic.
The one between Aaron and Loic looks really weak.
I'm going to take aim and see if I can hit that guy in the face.
Fortunately, your 10 misses.
I'm not gonna do the I forgot to call grit again. I need to start calling that beforehand. So that just stinks. And then I'll just walk right over there, and I'll be done.
Cayman.
I will focus my attacks on the standing champion.
2 perfect shots. The second one doesn't quite hit its mark. Still did a lot of damage.
And then another +9 of radiant damage.
He is now looking bloodied and weak. Anything else from you, Taman?
That's it. I will acknowledge the dwarf with the glorious beard across from the fallen foe.
Alright, the knight in front of Loic that's just been caressed with a tentacle is going to swipe back at Loic. 2 attacks with the greatsword. First one misses, second one will hit with a 20, correct? Alright, you take 6 points of slashing damage as he tries to cut at your armor. Tries to poke out one of the eyes on the robe of eyes, and you see it just kind of in and out. Aaron, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna use Hunter's Mark on. I'm gonna move to that one. Okay. But the first attack I'm gonna do is on this guy. Aaron's gonna wrench the guy's throat back and then thrust this into the back of him.
That'll hit. And that's enough. Loic, you suddenly see Black Razor poke through the creature in front of you. Almost like, hello!
Oh god! Oh god, no, not yet!
I'm coming to get
As
you.
the creature in front dies.
That's 52 again.
Well, it puts you up at your...
Yeah. I'm not stacking it. I'm making sure that's the maximum hit point. It's the maximum hit point for every single one of them? Alright.
At this point, yes. All of them.
Okay. He's not even gonna draw the blade back out. He's gonna wrench it out the side of the guy and then come back round to the other guy next to him. This guy here.
Another perfect shot. 17 points of damage. He's starting to buckle underneath the onslaught of attacks, but he is still standing.
Okay, my third attack.
Yep. And another kill.
Then I'm just going to face off
Lifeless husks.
on the last one. It's you and me, buddy.
The knight that's up against you. He's actually... I'm going to have him roll a wisdom save, because this just looks horrendous from his point of view. Rolled a 13. Okay. He manages to hold some composure, but he is going to try and just run away. You do get an attack of opportunity if you want one.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And you crit. Go ahead and roll damage.
For those of you listening in the future, yeah, critical roll on that.
Oh man, you see that second 2? It's like two. I got a reroll on each one of those. It's a 2. I do get Hunter's Mark twice though.
Yep, go ahead. Even with your powerful swipe as he's trying to run away, he's still able to just get out and hobble towards what appears to be towards Owen. And he will actually move as his action. And he's going to bash down, or run straight through the wall.
Oh, sweet.
And out. Gideon.
Recovering from his shock, Gideon's going to kneel down, and I don't have it here, but he's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Cure Wounds is 1d8.
There we go.
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Mm-hmm.
8. Cool. So 8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. You feel bolstered by this energy. Feel more concerned. Controlled. Is there anything else you're going to do?
I'm going to move over here and just about the guys up, but that's it.
Okay. So Bluto is going to attempt to continue to harm Taman. With an 11, that's going to miss. A second attack with a 17, that's also going to miss you, Taman, right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Then that's it for him. Loic.
I'm gonna take a sharp right, wave hello to the fellow that just took his turn, and then I'm gonna send him a firebolt from me with love.
Loic with love. Now die! Firebolt just hits knocks him up against the wall, actually, and kind of shakes him up a little bit.
It's tough love.
Yep. Anything else, Loic?
That's it.
Okay. Knight that's on the floor, still failing miserably. Owen.
We're just going to start like kicking him in the ribs.
Might as well. Someone just ran straight past you out of the room.
Yeah, Owen just kind of looks, gives a confused look, but he's just a little bit too focused on his target. And just before he makes off, he loses a shot at Bluto, and of course he misses, and I'm going to actually use Horde Breaker, even though it's a disadvantage, on the guy on the floor.
Okay. Remember that you do have 3 friendlies surrounding the guy on the floor.
I ignore all cover. I'd assume that
you do,
what
don't
it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
it's well, let's give it a go then. And that's still better than my last attack.
Unfortunately, the 14 doesn't quite hit.
Curiosity is just going to back up a little bit and get a. So he's going to back up to there. I think that's really all I can do.
Okay, Lael. Another kayak. Okay, you pick up a 4th kayak. There's now 4 kayaks in the water. Gamel.
Gamel is just going to move right over there, and as he does so, he's going to holster his pistol and grab his not too big a hammer. Just try to hit the guy with a hammer.
17. Unfortunately, you do hit. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite do much damage. His helmet is pretty sturdy. You do hear a ringing, though, as you do. Kung, kung. Okay. Taman.
I will continue attacking the champion, and I have advantage on these.
Yes, you do. So first attack hits, second one just misses as he's ducking underneath, but the third one comes in and does get him.
And a +9 radiant to either of the ones that hit.
He's looking quite weak at this point after all of those attacks, but he's still ducking and weaving, trying to get out of the way. Aaron.
Well, Aaron's going to be like, we were just having fun. You having fun, buddy? Talking to the sword to the screen.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm chasing after this guy. Cut down on him while he's running away.
With a 17, unfortunately, it just misses.
Got advantage.
Oh.
I got advantage on everything now because of the sword. The soul trap thing, as soon as I suck a soul and I'm holding the sword, I get advantage on everything.
Oh, fair enough. Wow. Forgot about that one. Alright, so you roll for damage. So, perfect. You start running towards him as he's going down the corridor, and just in a big leap with Black Razor out, you just through the air thrust into him, taking him down underneath your body weight. Another creature felled before you. Another soul devoured within Black Razor.
He's then going to carry on the rest of his movement. I'll use my other action to get into that. So I'll do a dash action and then try to dash.
Then Gideon.
So we've got one guy still fighting and one guy still pinned down by a net, yeah?
Yes.
Gideon's going to lay the blade of his halberd on the neck of the guy who's in the net and make eye contact with the guy who's still fighting. Surrender. Your cause is lost.
Classic Gideon.
He just, since he's right after you, he just spits back at you. I shall never surrender while I'm trapped down here.
Gideon shifts his eye contact to the one below him, as if to suggest the same thing, but, if that's a separate action, I'm not doing it.
No, it's fine. You look down and threaten on him. He looks positively afraid.
Okay.
But Bluto doesn't. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Bluto, ever concerned about just killing everything in here, is just going to keep swinging. This time, it's either Aaron or Taman. And it goes for Taman again. Okay.
Can I block that? Can I take the hit?
You want to jump in to take the hit?
Yeah.
Not really, unless you have a reaction that lets you do so.
No, I don't have anything that does that, but...
Really, no.
Okay.
Alright. So, 20, does that hit you, Taman?
It does not.
Okay. Second attack is a 25.
It does.
So you take 8 points of slashing damage. But that's all he can do. Loic.
Still dancing around the battlefield here. Go there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send another moat the Knight Captain's way.
A love moat.
Unfortunately, it just kind of bounces off of his helmet. No effect.
Doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't. The knight, still underneath, is going to try and break out and fails. He just looks up at Gideon. Finish me, please. This is ridiculous.
Said the DM through his NPC.
Okay, this can't possibly go wrong. So, yeah, he's just going to take another shot at Bluto. Really. And of course it will. It's alright, don't worry about the description. Let's just move on and get this over with.
Well, you're putting another boat in. At this point, the first boat pops out of the hole for everyone else. You now see another boat come through. Gamma.
Yeah, I just gotta hit him with the hammer. Like, my other options are... Well, actually, no. I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna drop my hammer, and I'm gonna pull out my... at this point, I realize I'm just dropping weapons everywhere. I think I got a crossbow and a pistol just laying out there, and now a hammer on the ground. I'll pull out a light crossbow and just shoot the guy with a light crossbow to the face, and I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, that'll miss.
Alright, that's it. I'm just going to wait for Aaron's turn to come around, and then he'll murder him, and that'll be great.
Taemin, it's your turn.
I will continue the press on the champion.
Okay, the first 2 attacks don't quite hit. As you're pushing against him, you're able to knock him back, and because there's no one on the opposite side, he just slides a little bit back out of the way of the attacks. But the 3rd attack does finally do some damage.
And then +9 radiant.
He's looking positively weak. He starts to struggle. His helmet has actually shifted a little bit, and there's blood dripping down. Aaron, you're up.
Aaron's gonna be like, if you want to leave, leave. We're not stopping you.
You're not the one stopping me.
Right. Die then.
Go ahead and swing.
27.
Good thing you've got advantage.
Oh, can I move Hunter's Mark? I'll do it in the next attack. I didn't say it.
Don't worry. Roll damage. Guess what, Aaron? How do you kill this guy?
Really? Was this the guy on the...
This is Sir Bluto. How do you kill him?
Okay, I'm just going to guard the guy. He seems to be... in the middle of his sentence, I'm just going to deep throat him with a sword.
Okay, so while he's talking to you, you just push Black Razor down his throat. You just carve a nice, neat hole straight through him. 143 temp hit points. Gideon. Oh, no, Aaron, are you doing anything else on your turn? Because that was only your first attack.
What's it? I'm going to look at the poor guy on the floor. Like, are you trapped here? Do you want to leave, or do you want to survive? I think it's like he's trapped. He's thinking we're out of confidence. I'm like,
is this mercy from like the guy who cut down a fleeing man and just ruthlessly, sadistically executed somebody? I'm just saying.
I gave him by an option.
Well, if you do that, he could raise the alarm. That wasn't about stabbing someone in the back. It was about...
See, the dwarf gets me. The dwarf gets me. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I
would be very suspicious if I was that guy on the ground.
I don't know what's down that corridor. There might be a lever for a trap. There might be an escape corridor. It might be, I don't know. So more guys. He ain't fleeing. This guy, this is cold blood. He's down on the floor.
What's to stop him from going to raise the whatever alarm or activate a lever?
He's prone underneath a net.
Now he is.
If you were to get out
you
and
still
start
have
running
your
away,
halberd pushed up against his neck.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm just sort of keeping him from doing anything.
Okay, at this point he grabs your halberd and pulls it into his throat.
Can I resist that?
Is that with disadvantage?
Go ahead and make a athletics check. So kind of pull it. He can't even kill himself.
Gideon crit on saving the pull.
Saving his life.
I can't leave till the Mad Mage lets me. Just finish me off.
Gideon's going to be horrified and just pull the halberd back immediately at what he's just tried to do.
The Mad Mage is dead. He's supposed to be dead. What do you mean?
Why can't I leave?
Anyone mind if I spend a moment detecting magic on this guy?
Go ahead. Make an Arcana check.
Also, can Owen just have a quick look around this corridor, have a quick investigate in this corridor, check for traps?
Going to put the last boat on the water. All of them now are in the river.
Oh, and you go through the tunnel, you see nothing like dangerous at all. You in fact see a hidden door that leads out.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Back to there. Loic, you start looking over him and you notice that he actually has a pretty powerful curse of magic on him. As soon as there are no sentient life around him, he reverts back to stone.
That's unfortunate for that guy.
I was just he's already recognised the corridor, he comes back through, he just opened the door behind Leon and says, "Where were you?"
Here, obviously.
Obviously, but the fight's over.
Have a cookie.
What does that even mean?
So, this guy's got some kind of magic on him. Is it stronger than Dominate Person, let's say? Feel?
Not quite. It just seems to be more of just a basic curse on him. So if he was to try and run out of here and leave, after a certain point, he would start solidifying again.
That's it, though. It's one package curse, right?
Yeah, one package curse.
So I will explain to Taman specifically that this guy is under a curse. I might be able to dispel it. I don't have very much energy left in me the remainder of the day, but if you can't bring yourself to kill this guy, he's compelled to hurt us. Otherwise, crap happens to him.
The curse, does it outlive the Mad Mage? Do you know?
Well, that's the curious part. I don't know. Things like this, as far as I know how magic works, he's got to be on the same plane in order to make that connection with the magic. So it's like he's here, but he's not here.
While we're talking, I make sure to disarm the knight, move his sword away. So, just in general, Loic, if a curse was cast on someone and the caster of the curse goes away or dies or goes on to a different plane, in general, does the curse carry on? Do you know?
DM, you wanna?
Typically, 9 times out of 10, the curse would dissipate. The magic keeping the curse would dissipate if the caster dies. But some really powerful things can linger.
Exactly what I say, word for word.
So then the odds are that the wizard, the Mad Mage, is still alive? If 9 times out of 10?
That's what odds are. Yes.
Okay, well then I tell the knight, you are a prisoner of the Mad Mage, and if the Mad Mage is in this building, he will fall to our party in short order. We will leave you alive here. Unfortunately, you will revert to your stone form once we leave. But moments later, you will come back to humanoid form because the wizard will be defeated by us. I will keep your sword for now, but I will leave it by the door so that when you return to human form, you do not leave unarmed.
And if we do not find the mage, I will return and end your suffering, one way or another.
Gideon's going to look to Loic. Did you not say you could cure this man?
I can, but the problem is that I have a limited amount of spell power left, and we have a whole nother leg of the tunnel to get through. And apparently, Caraptus is alive. Well, we don't know. The probability suggests, but if that's the case, it changes things a little bit.
Wouldn't a remove curse work? Just out of curiosity.
It would.
So to the knight on the ground, to aid us in our quest, is there any knowledge you can give us about this place, or is there anything in this room of value, or any other trapdoors, or anything to know about?
No traps. The only thing that's valuable is Bluto's boots. Other than that, nothing.
I'll go investigate Bluto's stuff.
Amongst his plate armor and his greatsword, Bluto is wearing a pair of rather shiny boots. And they seem to feel magical.
What do they look like?
Light brown with almost dark brown steel caps.
Can I make a history check on that?
Yeah, go ahead. They look like regular old boots with an enchantment on them, unfortunately.
Okay.
You could either identify them or spend a short rest practicing with them.
I'll just take them with me for now.
Okay, cool. When you identify it, let me know. When you figure it out, let me know. I'll send it to you. Cool. Other than that, is there anything else you guys want to do in the area you're in?
Gideon's going to kneel down to this captive and lay a comforting hand on his shoulder and help him get out of the net. And just ask, what is your name, child?
Don't do that! He's compelled to kill us!
Is he compelled to kill us? I didn't hear that part.
You don't know, but possibly.
No, well, leave him in the net then. Either way, he's going to ask what the guy's name is.
Either leave me to turn back to stone, or free me. Don't put me through this any longer.
I will do all in my power to end this mage's curse if he exists within these halls.
Gamma will gather up his gear and honor that guy's request and go ahead and leave.
Are all the fallen knights, are they all geared out in plate with great swords?
They're all geared out with plate and great swords. No coin or anything on them, just plate and great swords.
I will ask if anyone wants plate armor or great swords, because they are in abundance back here.
Gideon does express an interest in the plate.
I will stick around while Gideon makes up his mind and decides if he wants to don some plate armor.
I'll take it with me. I don't think I'll don it just yet. But I'll strip one of the fallen for it.
Okay, so you've got a set of plate armor now. So you all kind of make your way back out of the room and start heading back towards the central part of the chamber. Navigating through the traps once again, you have 2 traps to pass through. First of all is the frictionless room. You had still left the rope and it's still there, so you all kind of just climb up onto it and start moving across. When you reach across and then start moving down the stairs, you find yourselves back at the heated plates. The tunnel with the hot plates. How are you guys getting through the tunnel?
I'm gonna start taking all my buckled gear off and handing it to Aaron.
It's going to be out.
So everyone's armor going into the bag of holding once more?
Mine isn't. I'm misty stepping across twice.
I ask Aaron if he senses any foes nearby.
Aaron is going to step as close as he can and ask the sword.
There are no souls nearby.
Okay. And then I'll concentrate. Well, everybody's put in their bag, and I'll try and focus on anything else within that I can sense. I don't think there's going to be anything new because I want to pick that up the first time.
Okay. Lael, as you misty step right into the middle and all of the plates immediately start heating up your armor, you do take 32 points of fire damage. However, everyone else manages to walk through without their armor on. Aaron carries everything and then divvies it all back up. And you find yourselves back...
Aaron, can I just clarify something with you to do with the sword, because this is the first time we're using it. That whole thing where I get advantage on it, I believe that because the line is, as long as the temporary hit points last and you keep Black Razor in hand, you have an advantage on attack roll, saving throws, and ability checks. That, to me, reads that as soon as I put it away, even if I have the temporary hit points and I draw it again during that period, it doesn't matter. It's that period where I had the sword in hand the whole time. Yeah.
As soon as you sheathe Black Razor, you lose your advantage.
Yeah, okay. So walk across.
If we're taking armor off and putting it back on, I'm going to get in the plate for what it is.
Okay, go ahead. Dress in the plate. It's obviously, as you know, 18 AC. So go ahead and change your AC. Or add plate to your inventory.
I'm gonna neck a greater healing potion.
You're gonna neck one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, cool.
18.
Alright.
Hey, Gamel.
Yes, Master Wizard.
I'm gonna show him the boots. You're like, have you ever seen these before? You mentioned that you dabble in artificing.
I dabble dabble. I'm a smith, and I dabble in kind of jewelry. I don't do that much with magical items. These are certainly a well-constructed pair of boots, but as for what they do, I haven't the skill to identify that kind of enchantment.
You sure? You don't have the skill? You reach way far back in your brain?
You can
let me
make a history check.
Can I think? I will think back on
the day he was born.
The day I was born. Okay. I have a 0 on my intelligence, so
It's worth a shot.
Fortunately, no.
I think hard about it. Nope. I've worked some magical artifacts over the years, but nothing quite like this.
Well, thanks very much.
Some distant family relative had boots that looked very similar to these, but you don't know. They're just boots. Okay, so you all get back to the central point, and before you is the last remaining tunnel. Before we go down it, would you guys like to take a break?
That'll do nicely.
Can do.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Matthew, I'm aware you said you've got to head off.
I do have to leave now. I'm sorry.
No problem.
So, just assume that I'm wandering around with a shield in hand, so my HP should be up by 2, and I'll just be shooting off my pistol. I get 4 before I have to spend an action to reload. I still have 2 grip points, so you could take advantage on a couple shots if you wanted.
Cool.
Yeah, call that.
All right, no problem. See you next week.
See you later, mate.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
What have you given me, Aaron?
I've given you something wonderful. Enjoy it. Feed off the fun and the energy. Let it devour you.
It's going to kill me. This sword's going to kill me.
Oh, it is so going to kill you. Not only have you wielded it well, like you've been getting some decent scores, you've fed it a big meal, like proper all-you-can-eat buffet right now. If you can't keep it up, if you can't keep up the level of feeding, it's gonna start rejecting you.
He hasn't been fed in a while. I'm not going to give him constant buffet. We only come across a certain amount of food.
Don't try to talk reason with sentient soul rippers.
Crazy sword. He won't let me keep this sword.
I'll let you keep it, but trust me, things are gonna get deadly. But in a happy way, because this campaign is a happy campaign.
It's always been deadly. You just
Says the guy who gave him super tetanus.
super freaking tetanus. You're telling me it's not deadly already?
You had ways of solving it. All right, so back after the break. You make your way back through the tunnels back to the central area and start heading straight down the last tunnel before you. This tunnel is long and winding, and there's not a lot to see in the long distance, so I'm actually going to grab you all. You continue down the corridors, and it's the same sights as everything, but each turn is pretty clear and set out before you. And you find yourselves coming ever so closer, up some steps, around a corner, to the last bend, and before you is a doorway. But now, at this point, as you've been stepping closer and closer to this, down this tunnel, you've been feeling more and more of these vibrations as you've been getting closer. The vibrations that you were warned about by the moving spiral staircase are now happening on regular intervals. And they're just shaking the walls ever so slightly.
So didn't we think that the cause of the vibration was the natural waves of the water picking up speed and reverberation over time? Is that?
But there wasn't any kind of current or any push and pull flow. So
right.
We can discern from that it wasn't an opening or anything like that. It wasn't the waves naturally occurring. It was some kind of object disturbing the waves.
Well, I guess we're getting close to that object.
So you look down the corridor, and there is a very thin door ahead of you. Similar to the other doors, this one's made out of iron. And as you get close to it, it feels quite warm as well.
Check the traps.
Go ahead and make investigation checks.
Alternatively, I would like to use divine senses.
Your divine senses don't pick up anything within 60 feet of you. Because that's the range on divine senses, right? Yeah.
The sword.
The sword doesn't sense anything.
Can, where are we? What are we doing? Primeval awareness. To see if we can scan for... Is it favoured? Is it to go off the favoured enemies, or...
It's your favoured enemies, which is humanoids for you, right?
Yeah.
you start pushing out your senses and trying to figure out, okay, if humanoids were in the area, it would have this effect on the land and the situation. You don't sense any humanoids.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to be trapped. The door feels very hot to the touch. Whatever's behind it must be quite warm, but there's no traps.
Alright, you guys want to get around the corridor and I'll mage hand that sucker.
No.
Seems sensible.
We're headed to the west, right? Or did we come from the west?
You went up east, up the tunnel, then north, and now you're just coming back down south.
Okay, so we're headed east.
Yes.
Okay. So the door is the one that Lael's standing next to.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay,
Yeah,
Lael,
sorry for the confusion on that.
come on back here. Please.
She's been stubborn, right?
Lael's just ignoring you.
Okay, I'm just gonna shrug then and open the door.
Okay. As the door opens, Lael, you feel this gush of warm, hot, sticky air. The door opens onto a stone platform in a very large natural cave. Opposite the entrance, in the distance, you can see a small platform. And you can see a series of wooden discs suspended from the ceiling by massive steel chains. And the cave floor appears to be just covered in a pool of boiling mud. So in terms of how it looks for everyone, nice bit of artwork for you all. You can see that there is these discs suspended from the ceiling. The ceiling is about 50 foot higher than the platforms, and the cave floor is a further 50 foot below. But the cave floor is bubbling, and you can see it pop, pop. And then a couple moments later, and a huge geyser right here just sprays up with a huge amount of mud and heat, and it makes the platforms move a little bit underneath the effects of it.
Aaron's going to attempt to fire a firebolt into the mud.
It goes into the mud, and it just immediately just dissipates and disappears into the mud.
I'm just testing if we can use magic.
Yes.
Well, this is great.
I use healing hands on myself real quick to heal up 9 hit points.
Okay.
Well, whatever we do, we're gonna have to consider coming back the same way, potentially.
Potentially.
And our goal is to get here?
Yes. Your goal is to get there. You have a series of discs that you can travel over, and they're not too far away, but it's the fact that they're suspended from chains, and they are swinging in the air.
I'd say that either the magically talented and the physically gifted would have no trouble navigating these discs. I am neither, particularly, so I'm a little cautious about getting up these discs.
All right.
Yeah.
You have a spell where you create a magic disc.
Yeah.
That does that have to be cast from yourself, or you can cast that on somebody else?
The thing you cast it on is the disc. You conjure it.
No, you conjure the disc, but it follows. It followed you. Does it have to be on you, or could it be on somebody else?
That's on whoever cast the spell. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But if you want me to just, well, let's see. I don't think I have to concentrate on it. Hold up.
At this
Like,
point,
no.
another eruption happens as a second geyser across the way. One that's a little bit closer to your goal, throwing the discs. Swing.
My thought process was like, I can fly. If that thing follows me, then basically we could use that as a carriage, and I could fly across people and taxi them across. If that's not possible, I don't know if you can do that and fly at the same time.
We did this thing with Taman before, and I'm gonna ask you, DM, if you want this to become a standard deal. If I can lend him my spell book so that he can cast the ritual version, if he has the spell slots for it.
If he has the spell slots, if he can cast ritual spells, then he'd be fine, but I don't think Aaron can cast ritual spells.
No, I've got a couple that I can cast as rituals, but in general I can't cast ritual spells. No. I don't have an ability to do them.
That's the only way that anyone else would be able to do it.
Okay.
Alternatively, because I don't have to concentrate on the disc, I can fly and just guide you all around. I will, however, be very low on spell power once we get to the other side of this trap.
How high is the area we're trying to get to relative to where we are?
It's about the same height, actually. There's no increase at all. The only increase is going up the discs and then down the discs again. So they climb up and then climb back and then descend down.
I also have 100 feet of rope, but we would probably want to try and not get geysered.
I also have a mount that I can summon that can climb on surfaces. Multiple surfaces. Walls.
Well, do you want to put her forward for the cause, or...?
Is this enough room to summon her? If Aaron and...
Yep.
Owen...
That would be enough.
You could summon her on the wall, right?
No, it's a ritual 10 minutes, so it's like... I have to draw her to me. It takes 10 minutes.
But that only gets you across, yeah?
Well, others could ride her. She could carry others in her mouth.
Only if you're okay with that.
We'd have to check to see if she's okay with that.
But you could do 2 riders at a time?
Yes. Although she won't have her saddle, so we'll have to tie ourselves to her.
I'm happy to be carried in her mouth, if she thinks she can grip me better that way.
Okay. Aaron and, she clicks her fingers. Boy, come back.
Yes, I'm in favor of riding Angaste again. She's a faithful steed.
Come, Owen.
Owen just gives a sour look and reluctantly moves back.
So you spend 10 minutes summoning Angaste onto that central point. During the course of the 10 minutes, you guys notice that the geysers are setting off every couple minutes, and in sequence, the first one and then the second one.
I memorized the sequence.
It is every 3 minutes, the geysers go off.
Where are they?
First one is here,
Okay.
and the second one is here.
Okay. Oh.
Now those geysers go off, and they shoot the hot mud right up to the ceiling. If you are anywhere around those spots, you will get hit.
So like, here. What's the range on them?
After watching them, you do see that when this one goes off, some of the mud does splash onto discs as far as 4 discs away from it. So about 35 foot. But the closer you are to it, the more dangerous it is.
So Angaste could take us along these walls over here, and we'd probably be mostly out of danger, we think?
We'd get about here, and then we'd have to wait for that one to go. And then we've got 3 minutes to get past it, and then we'd have to wait here, and then let that one go, and then take the next 3 minutes to go there. And then she'd have to come back.
Seems sound.
Yeah, guys, the door, the platform where the door is on the other side.
All right.
It's going to be in range of that geyser. It looks like it's getting splattered.
Wave, if there is water inside of mud, can you control that?
I have limited control over water itself.
It's just force walls.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the force walls that he does to control the water.
I can expend the greatest amount of force that I can to hold a wall for 10 minutes until everybody comes to the other side.
Alright, so you're going first.
What do you mean hold a wall? Does that mean we can get in it?
Yeah, I'll leave a section of it open, so mud will be able to come through that section. But as soon as Angaste gets to that point, she can whirl around towards protection.
So if you put one like if it was a cube and you put a wall there and they came around that corner,
Well, I'm not going to do a cube because you're going to be able to get through it. What I'm actually going to do is a spell called Wall of Force.
Okay. So you're just going to cast the wall across the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
With an opening.
Why don't you guys just go through the door instead of just hanging out on the platform?
Do we want to do that and be separated from the rest of the people while we get surprised by whatever's in the other room in the case that it's not a safe room?
Not all of us are going to fit on that platform anyway, so I would imagine let's try and get a couple of us across, say me, Taman, and you, and then we can investigate, and then, because I can fly over there anyway.
You melee guys go.
Yeah. I want your eyes in there, though, first, to be fair. So, if me and Taman go in with you at the back, we can investigate and make sure it's safe for the other guys.
I can't take 3 of you, I can only take 2 of you max.
I can fly over there.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so Lael with Taman and Loic on Angaste's back, and Erin flying across, leaving Gideon, Owen, and Gamel behind, right?
Yeah. Aaron is going to stay fairly close to the discs, but he's going to time it. We've figured out the timings on these explosions now, so Aaron's just going to pace it but stay close to the discs in case anything happens. He can grab hold of something.
And I'm going to tie us to Angaste for extra security.
Tie off to Angaste? Yep, because you don't have...
I said
anyone that is holding and riding on Angaste will need to make athletic checks to stay on her back.
I just tied... I thought I was tying them to her.
You're tying them and they're just going to dangle?
We could dangle. Or I could just, make some weird,
I'm kind of thinking, you
wrap
it around their waist and then wrap it around Angaste's waist.
Yeah. Some weird
so
kind of...
they're strapped to her in a weird mountain sense.
That's what I was mentioning.
So, round the waist and then loop it round her waist and then back and then tie it off.
Okay. Right. You'll spend a while looping it up. How are you going to get over the fact that the rope might slip? It could rotate and turn depending on your direction.
Well, they might slide, but they're not going to fall off.
Plus, she's got spines. If she looks like a giant iguana, like the image detects, so they should hold in place.
I would imagine there is some sort of they'll physically have to try and hold themselves there, but the rope is a safety measure.
Yeah, so they don't plummet.
Yeah.
I just need to get an idea of how everyone's holding on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have spikes in Gamel's pack. I mean, you can always hammer them into a hide.
Yes, with her 18 points of HP. Yeah, she'll last really long.
How strong has she been historically?
How strong?
Yeah. Is she as strong as you? Is she stronger than a horse?
She's stronger than a horse, but she's got spider climb, so she can't slip.
If she's cool with it, and if I'm one of the people going first, would like to step up to her and ask her if she would like to hold me in her mouth. Because I'm Loic and I'm crazy.
Ask it in Undercommon. She only understands Undercommon.
Yeah, I do that. I know.
Let's see what our answer is. Heads yes, tails no. Heads!
So she will gladly let you climb into her mouth as she climbs across the rocks.
And I'm going to kind of hug her snout and face to make sure that I'm very, very secure. And wrap my tentacle around an upper arm.
Okay. Cool. So the few of you do get up onto her back and she starts climbing across the walls around here and then getting over to there. It takes her a minute to get out and then she gets to this point. You're going to wait until the eruption goes off?
Yes. That was that.
Where are you going to have her stand when the eruption goes off?
There.
All the way in the corner? Okay. Cool. So a big as the mud erupts and she rushes out to the corner and around.
You said these are...
What are you doing here?
Yep.
Aaron, what's the gap between the first and the second?
It's every 3 minutes, so she could make it.
So it's 3 minutes between the two?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 3 minutes for the first one. Sorry, First one goes off 3 minutes. Second one goes off. Another 3 minutes. First one goes off.
Yep.
Okay.
So she has enough speed on the walls that she can get around to the edge in that time before it goes off a second time. So that's Loic, Taman, and Aaron.
Aaron's going to wait for the second one to go off, and then he's going to fly over. Because that's 3 minutes for the first. I should be clear on the first one way before that.
Cool. That's you lot across. What are you doing while you're there?
Loic, I imagine, is then having to cast a spell, and I'm trying to unstrap Taman. And stay on, obviously, and make trips. So, yeah, I'm going to unstrap Taman while he's doing that.
So, Lael, similar just as before. Perfect timing. You move your way across. Since she doesn't need to make any checks, you get there back without any problem, and you even get Owen and Gideon across, leaving just Gamel. So you have to go back a third time. But by this point, what are you guys doing with the wall of force?
It's a wall of force. It's what is it? 5.
Where is it going to
10
be?
foot by 10 foot by 10 foot panels. So it's going to be like a 45-degree angle.
Draw it.
Above us. Draw it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to stack them. So it's going to be a 20-foot high wall. So that would mean a 50-foot long. So that goes across the entire corridor. And there is going to be a hole in the bottom so that the panels are still connected, but there's going to be a hole in the bottom for entrance and exit. Or let's make it the top since she's coming in through the wall.
She'll climb up. Okay.
Yeah.
So over the course of the couple of minutes, you do see a lot of the mud being splashed up against your wall of force, but it's not able to get through. Okay. So you go back one more trip and grab Gamel. Guys managed to circumvent that. Not too shabby. But you find yourself, you've got the door in front of you. This is just another iron door. And Angaste is going to stay up against the wall. There's not really enough room for her anywhere. You take a look at this door, and it seems very simple, very straightforward. No traps, no locks, nothing. Just crack it open, and it can open without any problem.
Aaron's going to take a look inside the corridor.
Revealing a long corridor. Now you look down the corridor and you see there is another door. However, this one looks a little bit more ominous. This one appears to be red. So it's made out of iron, but it's painted a dark red, and it's got carved images all over it of dwarves fighting. It just gives off this feeling of unease.
Loic, Gamel, do you know, does this mean anything to you guys?
You guys mind moving into the corridor so I can drop this force wall?
Aaron's going to move down where he's going to do a perception check on the walls and stuff to make sure there's no traps.
I'm gonna summon Angaste because I don't want her to have a horrible boiling mud death.
Okay, so she is unsummoned. Right. You take a look at the walls. It's the same tunnels that you've passed through before, but this one's much tighter, more closed off than the rest. But nothing special about it. Nothing stands out to you. It's just straight on down towards this arched doorway. The handle on the door looks almost like a claw holding onto an orb.
Does the image of dwarves fighting have any historical relevance or any kind of storytelling significance to it?
You can make a history check.
I'd like to use divine senses when I'm here.
Okay. So, Loic, the imagery does actually depict a particular clan of dwarves that were involved in wars a long time ago, a couple centuries ago. They are the Mighty Hammer clan. They're known for being in a large battle against giants. There was a war between giants and dwarves back then. I know the extremes, top and small, but they fought against each other, and this seems to suggest that the person within may be of the Mighty Hammer clan.
Oh, relay this theory.
Gamel doesn't really know anything about the Mighty Hammer clan, just that they haven't been around for centuries. The last remaining relative died and disappeared, and no word has come from it since.
Wave mentioned once upon a time, not long ago, that this item seems to be crafted by dwarves, about dwarves, and he likes dwarves, one reason or another. That door could be, like, I guess we could try it with Mage Hand or whatever, but maybe Gamble needs to take point on this. Maybe.
Your divine senses, you sense undead behind the door.
There are undead behind this door.
Sorry, fella, you're not getting used this time.
How specific is your divine senses?
As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 foot of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of celestial fiend or undead of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallowed spell.
Okay, cool. As they are all currently in full cover from you, you don't know their location.
Okay.
But you know that there is undead behind that door.
You can smell them.
Mm-hmm.
What can Aaron smell?
Make a perception check or investigation.
Lael, did you relay that information to any of us?
Yes, I said that there were undead behind this door.
Aaron, you sense, and you can't explain why you know this, but you're fairly certain there are vampires behind that door.
Oh no.
Something that's been a running theme in this dungeon is that there are a lot of entities here who don't want to be here. So no matter what, we can count on them being aggressive. In which case, if Gamble does open the door, can't use it with Mage Hand, then we need to swing in there real quick in front of him.
Aaron's gonna slowly. He's not gonna be sure about how he knows this, and he's gonna go Bevan quietly to lay out vampires.
I'm going to reach up to my prayer beads and use 2 of them. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level, 1 on Gideon and 1 on myself. So those will be 2d8 plus 4.
Okay.
Is Gideon still looking actually bad? I didn't realise he was still looking bad.
On a scale of 1 to 36, he looks about a 17.
Ah!
Okay, that one's for Gideon.
Gideon, you get back 13 health points.
That's obliged. Gideon's going to look towards you and sort of incline his head. He's still got that sense of wonderment when he gazes at you, but he's not brought anything up just yet.
Aaron's quite concerned about these 2 guys, so he's going to take 2 potions of healing out of his bag of holding, and he's going to give 1 to Owen and Gideon.
I am not worried about vampires, and I ready Dawnbringer with her sunlight. Aha.
Okay.
Can Owen ready a shot to use as a reaction once he sights an enemy?
Yes, you can.
So he sensing the door's going to be opened, he takes out an arrow and draws back, ready to fire.
Aaron's going to draw Hellreaver.
Not Black Razor.
They're undead.
Fair enough. Cool. So, is someone opening the door?
Before the door is opened, Taman will also get his other stuff prepared. He's going to cast Shillelagh, and he will have Bless cast on himself, Gamil, and Loic.
I'm also going to use my Channel Divinity as the door opens, so maximise the time as much as possible. And just use that one.
Okay, so Channel Divinity Sacred Weapon. Your weapon becomes, sacred, and you get to add your charisma modifier to the attack rolls made with that weapon.
Yep.
Okay. So, is Gamel opening the door, or is Loic with Mage Hand?
Can I recommend we try Mage Hand first, and if it doesn't work, then Gamel?
If it doesn't work, I want to put the boot in.
If it doesn't work, then the door behind us could close, and then this tunnel could crush in on us because we're not dwarves or something.
Ah, yes.
So with that, Gamel steps forward, steps up to the doorway. Are we ready?
Right.
Go for it, dwarf.
Okay. And he turns the handle and starts opening the door. Now you all notice as soon as the door starts opening that the door starts disappearing from the end in. And his hand passes through into this darkness. And you realize that this room is just filled with magical darkness. The only person capable of seeing into it is Loic. The door opens wide completely. All of you cannot see what's inside, cannot see into this magical field of black that's before you. But Loic, you see this burly-looking dwarf in very quintessential vampire clothing, high collar, big fluffy white frills and big medal, just standing up, eyeing up, and he starts swinging a hammer at his waist. I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Can I tell him what I see?
Yes, you can. So, as the door is opened and Loic can see this dwarf just getting ready for a throw, he launches this hammer straight out towards Gamel.
Matt's going to be mad with us.
He's going to be mad with you.
Can you at least sugarcoat it and say that we're very indecisive about it?
Is he in front of
Oh,
me?
absolutely.
Is he in front of
Yes,
me?
because he's right at the door.
Excellent. Then my protection. That whatever that attack is, it's disadvantaged. I'll take my reaction to do that.
You can't see it until it breaks through the darkness.
But I was ready for something to be on the other side of the door. And given that a weaker person's got in front of me, I would be ready to protect them.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
A 19 at disadvantage. That will hit Gamel, as this huge hammer just pokes its head out of the blackness. It whacks into Gamel's chest, hitting him for 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And you immediately, as he pokes out, the hammer pokes out of the darkness, hear Wave shout, "Well, what are you doing?" And then we go to Owen. You can't see past this layer of blackness, but you just saw a hammer whack Gamel good and proper.
Yeah, he's going to just fire a suppressing shot into the, judging as best he can where the sort of direction the hammer came from. Means it can only come from directly in front.
Go ahead and make a shot with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, roger.
So unfortunately you fire it off and you don't hear anything, and then it just kind of tink, 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 as if it's hit the wall. Right. Gamel, as he can't see where he's firing,
If that hammer is still on the ground.
the hammer immediately pulled back.
Oh, okay.
It flew back to the hands of the dwarf. Gamel is just going to fire his musket, hope it hits something, and then move back behind some more armored individuals. At an 18, that does hit its target. Just you hear this cry out in pain as this creature gets hit for 5 points of piercing damage. 'Cause it's not magical. Alright, then he's going to step back out of the way. Aaron, you are up.
Okay, Aaron doesn't know where anything is right now.
No.
So he's going to stay there and cast protection from good and evil, which I believe protects me against undead.
Yep. You cast it on yourself.
I'm
Anything
casting
else?
on myself, and then I'm going to wait there.
Then Stenmir, as his name, the dwarven vampire, going to step forward out into the light. And then he's going to swing Whelm, but he's not going to attack anyone in particular. What he's actually doing is you see him raise this hammer to the ceiling and then straight down on the floor. He throws a shockwave that reverberates through the corridor. I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Stunned for 1 minute, 1 whole minute.
This is what it's like to face up against one of these legendary weapons.
So this is the turn where we're all taken out for a minute, and then like the owl gets to fight.
Oh, yay! Fully going to stand up.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one person. Oh, Lael's. Lael got 24. Okay, so Erin, you failed the Constitution save. This shock wave that erupts from this hammer just stuns you now for the next minute. While you are stunned, a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage. That's for the next minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success. Okay. So that's all he does for his action. So Erin, you are stunned. Loic, you are also stunned. Gideon, you are stunned. Owen, you're not. You feel capable of getting out of this. Taman, definitely not. And neither is Gamel. And Lael, you're not stunned either. Okay? So, next turn, Loic. Would you like to make a Constitution saving throw?
Heck yes.
Oh yeah, 1d4 for plus bless.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So, who was blessed?
I was.
You were
And
blessed.
Gamel.
I don't think that'll make a 15 happen.
No, it won't. Okay, so after that one turn, a few seconds being stunned, you snap back to reality, and you see what's really going on. This dwarven vampire wielding this legendary weapon is in front of you.
Like, how dare you?
Lael, you're up.
I'm just going to attack this vampire in front of me with Dawnbringer. So I'm going to swing to hit. Ooh, automatic 1. Not good. However, I'm going to bash him with my shield as my bonus action to knock him prone, please.
Make the athletics check. He will make a dex check. And he will choose to succeed that.
But I rolled a 26.
Yep,
Must be
and
nice.
he failed, but you see him just, some magical energy just keeps him upright, and he is fine.
So this is an elite NPC wielding Whelm?
Oh yeah.
Why? Why? I guess we have the other two.
Okay, second attack will be a 29.
Okay, 29 will hit.
Excellent, and that will be for 14 radiant damage plus an additional 3. Because he's undead.
And sunlight hypersensitivity, the vampire takes 20 radiant damage. And it starts its turn in sunlight. Okay? So not yet. Right. Now see that the NPC has a friend come and join to attack Erin. Vampire spawn, there we go. This vampire spawn, the smaller version of this vampire, just comes in and rakes at you with her claws. For a 21, is that going to hit you? Yep. Actually, it is not going to attack you, it's going to grapple you. With that attack, the claw just comes down, doesn't deal any damage, but it is grappled. It is now going to try and sink its teeth into you with a 24. That's going to hit, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you take 6 points of piercing damage and 11 points of necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 11 points.
Can I take that off my temp hit points? Or
You
is that
can't
my
take
max?
your max. Your max hit points drops. Your temp hit points stay.
Do you still have temp hit points?
Oh, yeah, I got those. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. If it comes off the hit point max, does it lower the hit point maximum, or does it take? Because I've got temporary hit points. Does that get taken first into account for the?
So the damage taken comes from your temp hit points first. So the 17 points of damage you take come from your temp hit points first.
Yeah.
But the damage reduction on your max hit points comes off your max hit points.
Okay, so that's 11 off the max hit points from the necrotic. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. And that's it for that. It is actually going to step back away. Into that, a second vampire spawn steps through and will do the same thing. Grab down with the claws. 15, that's not going to hit you, right? Nope. So it's going to try and rake at you again with its claws for a 12, also failing. And is going to step back out of the way. Taman.
Taman will cast Sacred Flame on the dwarf vampire.
Okay. DC 16 dex save. He gets a 14. He will choose to resist that. He succeeds.
I will take my action surge and do it again.
19 succeeds, I'm afraid. So he's just ducking and managing to dodge out of the way of the flame.
I will end my turn.
Okay. So Gideon, what are you doing?
Moving up behind Leon, I'm going to strike out at this guy. That'll be a 14 to hit, but I don't think it's going to make any difference.
No, unfortunately it doesn't.
I'm going to hit with the other end for... Oh, can I? I'm not sure. Yeah, I can still use the bonus action
you should be able to.
swing. Yeah. Okay, and again, that's going to plus 5.
That end will hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
So that should be 8, with it being a magical weapon?
Yes, because the sacred becomes magical, so it works, yep.
Okay.
Wait, no, you don't get a +1 to the magical bonus.
I suppose it becomes a magical weapon. I don't know if it gets a +1 or not.
No, it doesn't. It just becomes magical damage. So,
alright, well, whatever.
For the sake of resistances, it took that hit. And it poking over Lael's shoulder, you managed to hurt it. Anything else, Gideon?
No.
Okay. Owen.
Okay, Owen's going to cast, as a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on the dwarf vampire. I take it that means if, just by finding it, if he disappears back into the darkness, can he roll a perception check to try and locate him better? To try and eliminate the disadvantage?
Yeah, you have an idea of where he would be, but the information would give you information right there and then. It wouldn't really help you in combat situation. Like in a situation like that, you would be able to find out at that point where he is, but that would be your action to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, in any case, he's going to quite handily see over Gamel's shoulder and loose off a shot.
Okay.
Sweet Jesus.
Unfortunately, 13 misses completely. Just disappears into the black. Right. Gamel will step up and fire off a shot at the vampire over Erin's shoulder. It's a 24. So 13 points of damage reduced down to 7. As this loud explosion occurs right next to Erin and Lael. Erin, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. Alright. The effect of that explosion right next to your head just shakes you back to reality, okay? So you're no longer stunned.
Fair enough.
Then that's all that Gamel will do. He's going to step back a little bit. And then Erin, you are up.
Erin's going to shake his head a little bit, like, shake that off. Oh, man. I feel like this is the moment.
It would be a good moment.
I feel like vampires and, yeah, you know.
Yep.
Those bites hurt. Erin's going to shake and roar, and his limbs are going to extend. His clothes are going to slightly tear, and he is going to hybrid into a werebear.
A werebear?
So you're going into the darkness?
Yeah, I'll move into there, but can I attack I'll move forward, but attack the guy behind. I'm flanking him. Oh no! Scrap that. That's my action. I can't do anything. So I was just going to move to there. It's an action to change.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, I can't.
Alright. And at the end of your turn, the dwarven vampire is just going to turn and look up at this now hybrid bear.
That's not it.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall. And he just starts spinning Whelm in his hand, and he is going to hit you with Whelm. He takes damage because he's in the sunlight right now. So he's actually going to move away from Lael and over here. Lael, feel free to make an attack of opportunity. She's not there, so she can't. Okay. So he's going to swing Whelm at you, and he has advantage because you can't see him where he is. That'll be a 22 to hit you. Does that hit?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, you take 12
I'm on
points.
19 now.
Yeah, you take 12 points of magical bludgeoning damage. That's all he is going to do on his turn. Loic, you can now see this werebear humanoid and vampire going at it inside the darkness.
I think I will attempt to dispel the darkness in the room.
Okay, go ahead.
So if it is a level 3 or lower?
Darkness is level 3 or lower. So
okay.
You cast it and the darkness suddenly dissipates. Everyone can see that Erin is now surrounded by the vampires, and the vampires spawn. Okay. At the end of your turn, the vampire is going to try and bite at Erin. 25 to hit.
Hits.
Right? Hits. You take 6 points of piercing and 9 points of necrotic.
Is that
the piercing
is magical?
Is not magical, so you take 3 points of piercing, 9 points of necrotic, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 9.
Yeah.
Then, Lael, it's your turn. The magical darkness has been dissipated. You can see quite clearly.
I'm going to move into the room. I'm going to attack the elite vampire. The leader vampire.
Yep, go ahead.
21.
That'll hit.
Excellent. I'm also going to Divine Smite at level 3, so that is a 12 points of Radiant plus an additional 6 points of Radiant plus an additional 24 points of Radiant.
Nice. With that one swing, you just carve him to pieces. You knock him back. He's weak. He actually drops Whelm from all of that damage. That was a powerful hit.
Excellent. For my second attack on the same vampire.
Yep.
That's a 22.
That'll hit.
And that's 13 points of Radiant plus an additional 5.
He is looking very weak at this point now. Alright. At the end of your turn, a vampire spawn that's behind you is just going to lash out at you with its claws. 24 is going to hit you.
Yes.
Okay. For 6 points of slashing damage. And then it's going to come in for a second attack. For a 19, that's not going to hit you, is it?
No.
Right. Then a second vampire spawn. That one's actually going to come in and attack Erin. 2 claw attacks.
I would like to do a reaction for that.
Yeah.
Which one just bit me a minute ago?
This one bit you initially. This one's trying to claw at you now.
So which one just attacked Lael? I'm confused about the turn order here because I've just got. Why did I get bit a minute ago?
Legendary.
Yeah, the vampire did a legendary action.
Ah! No, sorry. Yeah, confused. I didn't know where that was coming from.
So I'd like to make...
So you impose disadvantage on the first attack.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So it tries to slap away at Erin, but your shield just comes in and deflects it off. It then comes in for a second attack with a 23. Is that going to hit Erin?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. You take 7 points of slashing damage, which is then reduced down to 4.
Okay, just to... aren't they at disadvantage? They both hit, but aren't we at disadvantage because of Dawnbringer now?
They're not at disadvantage. They just take... It's painful for them to be Oh, they do have disadvantage. While in sunlight, has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
And then they take 20 points of radiant damage at the start of their turn. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So, sorry about this, guys.
It's okay.
Sorry about all of our listeners, me making these mistakes. Okay, so the 20, would that have hit you?
Yeah, they both hit still.
So it would have hit. Okay, so still 4 points of slashing damage, as it's trying to block its eyes and still hit you. Okay. Cayman.
I will cast Sacred Flame. Oh wait, yeah, I can see him now.
Yeah, you can see him now. He manages to succeed and get past it.
Just barely.
Yep, just
okay. I will end my turn.
Okay, Gideon.
I'm not going to do anything.
Okay, Owen.
What the hell? Owen shuffles up beside Gideon. Will he be, if he's here, will he be able to see both the vampires surrounding Aaron?
Yeah, you can see both of them.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna, just as he jogs up, he's gonna draw his bow all the way back and just unleash a shot right in the face of that knobhead vampire, the dwarf one.
That'll hit.
And also a plus 1d6 for his hunter's mark.
Anything else from you, Owen?
Yeah, he'll use Horde Breaker to fire at the other vampire.
Cool.
And of course, I got lucky with the first hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, this second hit just doesn't quite hit its mark. The wall's in the way. Okay. Gamel. I'm going to try and step forward and reach past Aaron to fire at the vampire spawn.
Is Whelm still on the ground?
It is, but it's past on the other side of Aaron.
Okay.
So he's a little out of reach. But he could try and push through and try and grab it. Do you think Matthew would try that?
No, I don't think he would.
Me neither.
Okay.
You can run under my legs, because I'm a large creature now.
Gamel makes the shot around Aaron's corner to hit for a little bit of damage, not much. And then backs away. Aaron, you are up.
Alright, so does the boss dude look... He looks fairly shaggy.
He looks very weak.
Okay. I'm going to try and finish him off. So I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him. And then I'm going to attack him with Hell Reaver.
Okay. You swing and you do hit.
Okay. Damage plus Colossus Slayer plus Hunter's Mark.
As your attack comes down and kills him, his body immediately just turns into mist and dust and just starts trying to leave and collect itself into his coffin.
Does Aaron know about this dust?
Make a history check. You don't. But a second later, after you've killed it, you've attacked it and you've destroyed its flesh, it suddenly starts to reform and recreate itself in its coffin. You see the dwarf now laid down, motionless, inside the coffin.
Okay, I'll turn to the bitch beside me, and I'm going to go all out on her. Oh no. I miss.
With a 13, you do miss. No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Alright, then Loic.
Start by moving, right in front of Gideon.
Okay.
Like, hey Gamel, what's up? I am going to cast a fireball into the side of the room, right about here.
Yeah.
I don't have any level 3 slots left, so this will have to be a level 4. There we go. And that's going to be with radiant energy.
Okay. So the vampire spawn, 15, it fails. It takes the full force of that. So minus 32 points of fire damage, radiant damage, as it's just overcome by this flame. The vampire in his coffin. I'm just trying to see where it states how you absolutely kill him, but I think you've just got to...
It's a stake.
Yeah, stake
through
to the heart.
In the coffin.
In his coffin. Okay,
Or,
cool.
or you blow away the wind. That's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
so the radiant damage wouldn't do it. Okay, then Loic, anything else?
Oh, destroy the coffin at least, right?
Yeah, so the coffin starts to just crumble.
Okay, I'll take a step back.
Okay. Lael.
I'm gonna attack that vampire next to me with Dawnbringer. That's an automatic miss.
Yep,
And I'm gonna try again. That's a 19.
that'll hit.
I'm gonna smite at level 1. So that is a 13 plus 1 plus 10.
Okay. This creature is now looking extremely weak.
Oh! 1 minute, Divine Smite does additional damage to undead. Plus an additional 8.
I think Aaron's frozen. Really?
I broke my DM. Oh no.
Yeah.
With all my damage.
I'm gonna print screen that. Yeah, send me that later.
I killed his internet. We'll just give him a second. Whoops.
Oh, here he is. He's on.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I didn't mean to obliterate your internet with my divine smite.
My internet just dropped. The whole thing just dropped.
Power of the paladin.
So as I was saying, my divine smite does an additional damage to undead and fiends. That's a +8 on top of that.
Shush, drop it.
She died. That vampire spawn is just no more.
That's the end of my turn, by the way.
Okay.
Should bloody well hope so.
Right, so vampire spawn that's remaining is going to run over to you because you just killed its companion. It's going to take 20 point damage, and it's going to try and attack you, Lael. First attack being a 16, it's going to miss you. Second one is a 25. So you take 7 points of slashing damage. It tries to rake at you and claw at you and hurt you. Taman.
Can I squeeze through Gideon and Loic?
Yeah, of course you can.
I will move up and attack the vampire spawn.
Okay, you attack the vampire spawn. Your first attack hits, second doesn't, but the third one comes down and does hit.
And I still have Bless with a 7. Oh wait, do I have advantage?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll say you've got advantage with that position and the fact that they're under the effects of the sunlight. So, all of those hit. Do you do an additional 9 points of radiant damage as well?
Not until I go glowy.
Okay, no. Okay, cool. Anything else?
That's it.
Alright. Then Gideon.
I'm gonna try and squeeze a halberd around Tim and then see if we can get a shot off at this guy, and we don't.
Actually, because I gave Tame an advantage, I'm giving you advantage.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage with the first hit. Okay. So, it's only 2 points, but at least it's something.
It's still classed as a magical weapon, so that helps.
Is your halberd a magical? Oh yeah, because of the
Because,
sacred weapon.
yeah.
Yeah, so actually, how do you kill it?
Would it be the second one that hits it and finishes it?
Yeah, the second one would.
I imagine he just brings Tim just gets this shaft of the halberd come flying past his ear and just decks the vampire straight in the forehead.
And as you hit it, its body just crumbles to the floor and it dissipates in a pile of dust. It is dead. You are all out of the initiative.
Aaron, I have a question.
Yep.
I thought something didn't sound right, so I just quickly looked it up. The Misty Escape.
Yep.
Instead of falling unconscious, providing it isn't in sunlight or running water. So it can't go into its misty shape if it's in sunlight.
Yeah, no, that's true. And that happens even when it dies, though, right?
It says, when it drops to 0 hit points outside of its resting place, the vampire transforms into a cloud of mist, as in the shape changer trait, instead of falling unconscious, providing that it isn't in sunlight or running water. It can't transform, it is destroyed. If it can't transform, it is destroyed.
Okay. Fair enough, thank you for the clarification. So, the vampire was destroyed when Aaron killed it. You now find yourselves in this room that's now a bit clearer to see now that the blackness is gone. You can see that the only thing in the room is the coffin that has been destroyed and a large hammer that's in the middle of the room.
Aaron's gonna pace up and down a little bit. If you imagine the Hulk trying to calm himself down and rest himself. He's a little bit annoyed that he lost control like that. So he's going to try and shrink back down to normal form. So as he paces, he's just going to try and shrink back.
You shrink back down. Gamel will go over and pick up Whelm and start getting to know Whelm. The moment he does, you hear this booming voice come out of Whelm, just, "Oh yeah." Finally someone fun.
He's a stoner! I love it.
Yeah. And at that moment, as you feel elated, you've defeated this vampire dwarf, you have collected the last of the magical items. Taman, your owl immediately sends you a quick message, and it kind of stops you in the revelry for the moment. There's giants headed up the hill on their way to the cave.
Called it.
And with that, we're going to end the session.
Oh my.
We're not going to get that long rest then.
So no campfire RP either.
You can campfire RP the move up, and as long as it's not too long, you could probably campfire RP a little bit. I'd say maybe 20-30 minutes before Taman gets the message, but not long.
XP?
Everyone gets 2,000 XP.
Hey.
Sweet.
Just to clarify, I was wrong last week. I thought the cap was 81,000 and it's 85,000. Just realised so it short term.
Alright, so yeah, we'll end there. In terms of RP, you can discuss a few things. In particular, Gamel will want to get to know Whelm. Plus, Taman, you need to obviously describe this incident to the rest of the group and convince them that they need to get through the traps as quick as possible.
So, normally it would take an hour for the weapon attunement thing. So, that's not happening, is that right?
Not really, because he doesn't really have a short rest. Well, your owl was flying around making a circuit. It's going to be 3 hours before the giants make it up to the hill. So that gives you, it would take you no more than about 20-30 minutes to get through the dungeon, so you do have time.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't get back.
Yeah, about that.
I can. I can get back.
It's like Lael's retinue are going to have to, pack up all those tents again straight away.
Lael, how can you get back?
My saddle's on the back and I have my magical saddle bracelet.
Yeah. So Lael can get up there.
Did she take anyone with her?
No.
I can get back by just flying across and taking the passage up.
Can't someone hold on to you when you fly? Is there a weight limit?
Technically, I can't hold on to them. They can possibly hold on to me.
Like if someone tied some rope to your feet.
Well, I'm just going to take my chances with those platforms. That's just so silly.
Yeah, I'm out of level 2 slots, so I can't get Angaste back.
How many people could fit in a bag of holding?
Enough.
You have 15 minutes of air.
Can you tell us what those boots do?
Oh yes, sorry, the boots. 'Cause
Maybe they're boots of automatically
Flight.
get out of the dungeon.
They are boots of striding and springing.
So they probably would have come in handy for that whole room then, I take it.
It just helps you jump and move faster, further. So yeah, it would have been easier to get across if you had decided to do that. But thinking about it, the things aren't difficult for you to get over. I mean, it's every 3 minutes that one of them is going to go off.
I was so tempted.
We're so clumsy.
So tempted. Yeah, with my rolls I probably would have had another dead character if I'd have tried. It's just not been my night.
Oh, Whelm's so pretty. Oh, is there any other loot?
Not in this room. It is just Whelm.
Okay.
About the coffin.
Broadcast vampires.
Burnt to pieces by Loic's fireball.
That was a nice coffin.
Okay. Should we decide how we're going to tackle getting it back, and then we can RP the rest, or?
Well, if you told Leo about the danger, and if the Pearls of Power were an option, she would stay long enough to get you across with Angaste, but then she would teleport to the surface.
Well, I mean, is all this really necessary? From the way you were describing it, it sounded like, just RP going back to the surface without any trouble now, rather than fussing about it all.
Could technically do it.
Right. Can I ask a question?
Yep.
That whole spiral staircase was pretty tight.
Yep.
Giants wouldn't fit down that, would they?
Not that you're aware of.
So what, are you just going to hide, shall we? We're just going to hide there.
If Liao teleports back, gets her group to pack up and head down into the bottom, then we can all come out together in 8 hours. Just get them off the hill.
Or we could beat the giants out. If we have 3 hours, it'll probably not take very long to get to the entrance.
It might not even be hostile, but I assume we're going to find out next session. I assume we're going to actually have to meet the giants.
Conversely, they might have brought smaller creatures to go in here for them, in which case we would not be safe.
It also depends what kind of giants they are.
I'd like to leave that till next session. There's a surprise.
Because we're underground, and if they're like rock hill giants, I wouldn't want to be underground.
Hill giants are nothing, it's stone giants.
Oh yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, stone giants. Yeah, if it's stone giants, I wouldn't want to be underground.
I can't think of a logistic way of us getting out of here.
Just go back out of the way we came.
No, we can't. We can't use Angaste.
Aaron just said we can just go out. We're not going to have much trouble getting out again.
If you wanted to try and get over, you could try and climb over the things. You could try and carve your way through the rock and make your own tunnel.
Find lava.
But we did decide that Loic still has the Pearl of Power, and Lael can use the Pearl of Power after she attunes to it, and she can get Angaste, and then we can go back the way we came. So it would just take us an hour of downtime. So we lose an hour, and then we have 2 hours to get back to the entrance.
Okay.
Yep. So if you, in fact, want to campfire RP, Lael attuning to the Pearl of Power, while Gamel gets to know Whelm, and then using Angaste again to get up out of the tunnel, out of the dungeon, you can do that. It's not going to be any difficult. It's not going to be too much trouble. It would be best if you all kind of agree upon at what point the campfire RP trades from the hour spent in this room to later on. So it's not going back and forth for confusion. Okay, cool. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed White Plume Mountain.
Yeah, it's good.
We survived White Plume Mountain.
I'm still paranoid. We were gonna find like Crituitous Lich at the front, at the guy where the Gyno Sphinx was.
There was an option, but I decided.
Yep.
So he's just lurking somewhere in one of his hidden tunnels.
Or he may be somewhere else.
He has to be on this plane.
We have to go back and put that guy out of his misery then.
Oh dear.
I still have a remove
By now
curse.
he's stone.
I have a remove curse, by the way, and I have one level 3 spell slot left. And
You have one level 3 spell slot.
yeah, one
You
left.
can cast a level 2 spell using a level 3 spell
Oh yeah, I can.
You have to go back through like the heated plates and spike traps and all that stuff. It's not worth it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Forget about him. He's done for.
Forget about it.
So you don't even need an hour to attune to the Pearl of Power.
No.
I need to give you my Pearl of Power.
No, you don't.
Nope.
Don't want it anyway.
And Gamel doesn't get to be friends with Well.
It's probably got like wizard fluff, pocket fluff on it.
Right, so do you want to just say you spend that and we start Campfire RP up above again? Or do you want to work it?
You just.
I'll leave that up to you. You guys can Campfire RP the track back. You can Campfire RP up at the top. You'll have a couple hours before the giants arrive.
Okay.
I want them to meet my retainers. I was like, oh, I can't wait for Campfire RP this week because now I actually get to use my retainers. And now they're like, oh, we have to go hide. They better not break my tent.
Priorities.
I better break my stuff.
Well, I'm going to get going to bed.
Okay.
Civilized for that. Thanks for the session.
Good night, folks.
Night.
See you
Thanks,
all
Aaron.
next week.
See you later.
Cheers.
Thanks again.
I hate vampires.
I love them. Undead and demons. Give it to me all day.